All right, my friends, how are you today? Happy Monday to you. Hopefully, everybody had a nice weekend, staying inside, doing their thing, right? Tidying up around the house, getting things done, reading books, learning new information, right? As the moon was over there in Sagittarius. So, today, the moon is going to be in the morning, the moon will still be in Sagittarius and it's going to form a square to the sun, okay? Which is now it's breaking up far enough away from Neptune to where we're not feeling lost in the abyss so much, right? So we're finally getting some ground away from this. Neptune can act like that black hole. Things just disappear and become part of that illusion. So we should be starting to feel a little bit more ourselves, regardless of circumstances that are going on around us, right? Which is really good because this square is like there's a need to learn information. So there's going to be some of us that are staying home on this Monday, right? Now as we forge ahead a couple hours here, right there, 1 p.m. the moon's going to move into Capricorn and we're going to start to create this conjunction here with the south node, all right? So this is different this time around. Right, we're dealing with governments being shut down in a certain sense. A lot of businesses, big businesses, are closing or closed, and we need to find a new way. Moon's going to square Chiron. Chiron's squaring the nodes. Still, this is going to be going on for a little bit longer here, right? There's a need to be practical, a need to not be overly emotional during this time. This is a bit of a saving grace in a certain sense, the moon coming into the sign of Capricorn, because, when it was here on Thursday, Friday in Scorpio, it just added to this frenzy of uncertainty and emotional overwhelming, that we've been dealing with the virus going around. Which is affecting us all, pretty globally right now. So as a lot of things are closing, right? What do we do? What do we do with our time? How do we move about? How do we move forward? Staying in a comfortable place, letting go of an emotional need to what? To be run by authority. So if we're coming to a place where the well is drying up, in a sense, we don't know how long the well is going to dry up for. See, we're coming to a place, with this individuality, and when I talked about this in the Saturn moving into Aquarius video that I just put out this morning, right? Where we're independently going to want to seek jobs, we're going to independently want to create income for ourselves, okay? And using technology and using the community to create this for ourselves, to create something greater than self, right? And when we're realizing that the powers that be, the structure, that thing that was holding us down, giving us, supplying food and money for us to live and survive, look how quickly it can go away, and all of a sudden things become unstable. Okay, we got the moon creating a trine down there to Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, okay? Instability in the infrastructure, instability within government, instability within finances, okay? So this is a time right now to not necessarily be overly emotional about it, but be as practical as we can be about it. Moving to this time, hey, maybe it's nice to have a couple of days off if you're one of those individuals that has the time off of work or whatever's going on. Maybe it's a time right now to figure out what self needs. Chiron squaring the nodes. Figure out what does self need in order to move forward. If this business thing isn't working out here on this end, how do I follow my heart's passion over here on this end and give something to myself and to others that's coming from a place of authenticity that's going to also create income for me, right? So this is a really beautiful connection, the Venus septile over here to the North Node. Okay, so at this crossroads that we're dealing with right now, where, old reliable, old stability isn't stable anymore, well, I have to be self-sufficient. I need to rely on myself and be the authentic person I am in order to make money. Okay, this is a really powerful, really great connection that's going on. And the moon, again, does add stability during this time, saying we're not going to be overly emotional about it. We're not going to be losing our heads about it, which is a very positive thing. As well, Mercury has now moved back into the sign of Pisces, okay, where it spent the majority of its retrograde. So we can still, and it's going to continue and continue every day to get closer and closer and closer to that black hole of Neptune, right? So this month is going to be really interesting. We're already in the middle of the month here, but all the way through, to next month at this exact time, when Mercury's right there with Neptune, this is going to add to our confusion. And we really have to listen to the inner voice, the inner calling, listen to our intuition, strike while the iron is hot, right? Be guided by our intuition, be guided by your inspiration, and act, and Saturn is also in a unique spot here at the 29th degree until the 22nd, that it's still in checking its list mode. It's still in what do I need to go get from the store before I go grab these things, come back, pack them in my bag, and then leave for 30 years. So there is a bit of indecisiveness still. This is my indecisiveness dance. The wiggle that's going on right now, but nonetheless we have to stop our overactive imagination, stop our overactive brain from wondering what ifs, breathe a couple times, and just be practical in how we go throughout this day, the next 2.5 days, and then the moon's going to create these really wonderful aspects to all that stuff in Capricorn over the next 2.5 days. So it's definitely something positive to look forward to during this time of crisis, during this time of craze. Okay, so happy Moon Day, my friends. As always, thank you. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.